Now I'm going to teach you, we call them in French les possessives. Possessive means like in English my, your, his, her, but in the French, les possessive French are very similar to Punjabi and Hindi. So if the noun is masculine, then it is like in Punjabi and Hindi. Let us see that. For example, mo, ma, me. Mo, ma, me. It means my in English, but mo is used before for something which you possess, that for the feminine, like we say in for example, in Punjabi, mera cycle. Hindi mein bhi mera cycle. So then we will use mo. Okay, it is mera, ma. As in Hindi Punjabi, we say meri car, meri car. So that we will use ma voiture. There are names like Vello, voiture. I will let you know later. Me is for plural. For example, if I say mere cycle, meriyan karan. So for both in French, that will be me. Same thing in Hindi, mere cycle, meri karein. So it is very easy to understand with Hindi and Punjabi. Same method is to, ta, te. To, ta, te. To means your, ta means your, te means your. But it is to, tera, ta, teri, ते, तेरे, तेरियां या तेरे, तेरी. जैसे हिंदी में बोलेंगे तेरी कापियां, तेरे पेन. It is same thing. तेरियां कापियां, तेरे पेन in Punjabi. So again, son, sa, se. Son, sa, se means it is his and her. I will explain you. So can be his and her. Sa can be his and her. Se can be his and her. Because it is very different from English. For example, as we say, son frère. If there is, for example, I give you an example, I will give the examples in written. That there is a girl, if we call her brother. We call her brother. But in French, in Punjabi, Hindi, we say uska bhai, oda pra. Then we will use son. So son can be used for her and his both. Okay, so I will explain you. Just I have given you, cited this example, and I'm going to explain you on the board in detail after a few minutes. Okay, thank you. Okay, let us continue. Les possessifs. Donc, here you see, we will do I will explain you that what is our, your, and their. It is same thing, very similar to Hindi and Punjabi again. Because notre means in English our. In Punjabi, sada, sadi. It is notre is common for both. Or in Hindi, hamara, hamari. No. It is in English our, but in Punjabi it is sade, sadiyan. Hamare, hamari. हमारे जैसे इसकी लाइन थोड़ी सी पीछे रहेगी, मैं बड़े आ की मात्रा बड़ी कर देता हूँ। तो हमारे, हमारी, ओके, both means your. It is same thing in like in Hindi and Punjabi. Previously you have learned like that in tum ta te oda odi ode odiyan uska uski uski uske uske. It is just like Hindi and Punjabi, but in English that is also your, because the concept of तुहाडा तेरा, आपका तेरा, वो that is same. So normally this is the for the respect and for the plurals nouns we use. So for the respect also, when you talk to the elders, you have to use this one. So I differ a little bit from many teachers who teach French, because very often they use the word tu. I don't use, I use vous. Vous means to say. And I try to teach you the classical French, because being Indian, I know the importance of aapka, tera. So as we do in Hindi and Punjabi, tuada, tera, you have to continue in the same thing in French. Okay, but there are some exceptions with the friends. You can see, you can speak like you speak in Hindi and Punjabi, but with the people you don't know and elders and in the offices, apart from your friends, then you have to use votre, vo. Okay, so after that, lair. The pronunciation of both is different, but L-E-U-R, lair, it is for the single. Lair. For example, l'air voiture, I mean l'air car, and l'air velo means cycle. When there is the noun is singular, which someone has. So when it becomes plural, then even the possessive becomes plural. We add an s to make it plural. Okay, so then l'air means there. First layer is there, unanda, unandi, unka, unki. And this layer with S is pronunciation, the pronunciation remains the same. Layer. Una de, una diyan. Unke, unki. Okay, so it's for the plural. So for the Hindi and Punjabi speaking students, it is much easier to understand it. Okay, we will continue with his and her. Then I will explain you on the board. But this one, listen once again. Notre, no, votre, vos, l'air, l'air. D'accord? D'accord means okay. I hope it's clear for you. Okay, then we will continue with his and her, son, sa, se. Let's go, as I told you just a few minutes before. Son, sa, se. It can become his, her. So can become his, so can become her. For example, we have selected, it's very similar to again to Hindi and Punjabi. I will explain you how. So we have 4 brothers sisters, Rekha, Geeta, Ashok, Sham. Therefore 4 brothers and sisters. Okay, let's start with Ashok and Sham. It means Ashok is Sham's brother. We will say his brother. Punjabi ch oda pra, Hindi ch uska bhai. And in French it is same. Son, as I explained you previously, is Oda ya uska. Okay, then Gita. Sham is Gita's brother. Then in English we say her brother, but in Punjabi we say Oda pra. In Hindi we say uska bhai. And it is the same thing in French. We say son frère. Son became his, son became her. Same thing is here. Sham, Rekha, his sister. Odi bhaian, uski bhaian. Sa, sœur, same, because sa is Odi, uski. It's same, 100% same like in English and now in Punjabi and Hindi. In Hindi, in English it differs better. Then Gita and Rekha, they are sisters. So we say her sister. In Punjabi we say Odi bhaian. In Hindi uski bhaian. Sa sœur. Sa sœur. So when you write sir, you have to write O and you have to cross E in the middle of O. So you will see in the book or somewhere else you will understand, and I hope your drawing is good and your handwriting is good. Then you will come to you will write French correctly. Okay, there are only few words where we use O and E together. Okay, so the same thing is for the plural. For example, Ashok, his sisters are Gita and Rekha. Gita and Rekha. We say his sisters. Say sir. Say sir. If I change, I mean here I write Rekha. Here I write Ashok and Sham. Sorry for my handwriting. It's quite low, so it's difficult to bend for me. So it's the same thing. We will say here we will say her brothers. Here it will become, say, frère. Okay, I think it is. I think it's clear because son, sa, se. It can be his, her. It can also be sa can be his, her. Se can be his, her. Okay, so it's quite clear, but as we will advance in the French, so with practical practice, you will come to know. You will get familiar with it. It's not very difficult. So, and for us, for the Indians, it's more easier than for others. As our daily routine, there are 5 words of vocabulary, lexic. Okay, these are table, chaise, banc, gant, règle. Table is table which we use, table, bench. Chaise is chair. Banc is bench. Gant is glove which we wear when it's very cold. Règle is scale. Okay, so again, table, chaise, banc, gant, règle. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye. See you next time. Au revoir. À bientôt. Bye bye.